Hey everyone, I am so excited to show you this makeup tutorial because this character is a dream cosplay that I finally was able to bring to life. It's none other than Rikku from Final Fantasy X-2. 10 Part 2? X-2? Well, with whatever way you say it, here is my makeup transformation. As usual, before starting any makeup process, I already have my contacts in, and for Final Fantasy characters especially the women of the Final Fantasy universe, they are known for having impeccably clear skin, no flaws whatsoever, no blemishes, so that's exactly what we're going to do here. This first step is what I call creating a blank canvas on our face. I've already done this and showed you in depth of how I do this in my Akali makeup tutorial video, which you can see right here by clicking the little icon somewhere up there. I'm not sure where it is still, I'm sorry. Anyway, but for Rikku and for basically any Final Fantasy girl character that I'll be doing in the future perhaps, I'm paying extra attention on color correcting and concealing anything that needs to be concealed. One thing that I do differently for Rikku's blank canvas is that I actually mix in a little bit of liquid concealer in the foundation that I am now applying on my face. The reason that I do this is because Rikku always has like this tropical beach vibe, and I just like her skin looking very, very dewy. To achieve this, I add in a bit of highlighter so that my skin looks incredibly dewy even after we set it all with powder. Speaking of setting this foundation with powder, I use translucent loose powder and I make sure to really get just as little on the brush as I can by, as you can see, tapping it on my hand before applying it onto my face. This is actually a trick that I like to do often. I do it particularly with a lot less powder when I do Rikku, but in all other cosplays and even normal makeup looks, this is what I like to do because I don't like my makeup looking so cakey on my skin, and this is just a way that it doesn't do that. Anyway, let's move on to contouring. So Rikku has, like other Final Fantasy women, a very petite, thin, and slim nose. So that's what I'm doing with the contour right now. I am applying some medium contour shadow, so medium brown, along the sides of my nose as well as at the tip, just to shape it and make it look so cute and petite. Now, something with Rikku's face that's kind of different from a lot of the other characters is that she always looks like she has these full, cute cheeks. I like to start the cheek contour where I usually start it, but instead of going right underneath my cheekbone, I go a lot more below it and I do a little C shape. So I'm basically carving out a little cheek. Don't forget to bring the contour up to your temples a little bit just so everything blends naturally together, and to work in very small amounts of product. You can go way too dark real quick, so be sure that you're just slowly building on the contour shade. Very slowly. You can take your sweet time with it. I do it all the time. Now we will be contouring the jawline. So she has very sharp, pointed jawline, very small jawline, so that's what I am doing. And I'm also bringing that up into the upper forehead. You might not have an upper forehead like me. I have like a 6 head, so there's like floor 1 and floor 2. Don't know what I'm saying. Okay. So anyway, take your time with the contour, build it slowly, and you'll be done with it soon enough. Now, something I also do for Rikku is I add some bronzer in. Bronzer is basically just shimmery, warm shades, and I like putting it on my shoulders as well. And I feel like that just completes the tropical vibe. Now for Rikku's eyebrows. Now, Rikku's eyebrows are a character on their own. They are very angry looking despite how cheery she always is. And in fact, they go in towards the nose bridge, like they're quite close together. Not unibrow level, but they're getting there. And they go straight up and out. She really, she looks so angry if she wasn't like her cheery self. As usual, I map out the shape of the eyebrow first. Note that they have very thin eyebrows. And then I use my eyebrow embroidery tool just to draw in little hairs. So this is basically an eyebrow pen that has 3 little nibs so that you can draw 3 little hairs at once. Of course, be sure to do the same on the other side, and as you can see, they look quite angry. You really have to like go in there, and they really have to point downwards. They're angry eyebrows, guys. As for the eyes, I like to start with a neutral light brown shade all over the lid just to get started, and then I go in with a very warm brown on the outer corner of my eye. Riku's eye shape is very cute. It kind of like that puppy eye look that was popularized like a long time ago. But basically, we want the outer corner of the eye to kind of point a little downward. It's kind of a sleepier looking eye. But she also has a very defined inner corner, which we'll get into once we do the eyeliner. For the lower lash line, I'm using the same medium brown eyeshadow and just swiping that across my lower lash line, but I am focusing more of the product towards the outer lower lash line, out in the corner again, just to match that sleepy eye effect look. Now, I like to build up more color by using a darker warm brown eyeshadow and really just focusing that in the very outer corner and a little bit into the crease. If you've noticed, I really like to take my time putting makeup. I like to build colors very slowly. And yes, this means that I will spend hours before ever going out to a convention or a photo shoot, but that's just how I do it. You do it your own way. If you're fast, good for you. And lastly, I use a angled brush to just line that more precisely. At the center of the lid, I like to pop on some gold eyeshadow just to give more dimension to the eye. For the eyeliner, I'm using a brown gel liner. You don't have to use gel, it's just something that I've been getting used to now. But I like to use brown because it is more natural and it's not as striking as black, this is not the look for it. I start by lining the eyeliner as close to my lash line as possible. Now with Rikku, like I mentioned earlier, her inner corner is very defined. Her upper eyelid will dip down in a pretty sharp angle towards her inner corner. So what I do to create that illusion is that instead of lining my natural inner corner, I kind of make a line from my inner corner going up and then I connect it to my natural eyeline. And as we mentioned, with the puppy eye look, I'm extending that liner downwards instead of upwards, and then I'm connecting it with the bottom. And as usual, I use a white eyeliner to marry everything together and make my eyes look bigger. Then I curl my lashes, add some mascara, and pop on some wispy, thin eyelashes off camera because we all know that sometimes I just can't do it in front of the camera. Then I like to grab a peach tone blush, and this is my holy grail trick for making a different face shape with the cheeks. So basically any character with fuller cheeks, this is what I like to do. I like to apply the blush basically wherever that new cheek that we created is. So I usually apply it a lot lower than I would normally, and I make it very circular. And of course, I do my favorite stuff, highlighting. I will highlight the usual places, the tip of my nose bridge, underneath my eyebrows, and the inner corner. For the cheeks, we'll be doing something a little different. Instead of applying it just on our cheekbones, I actually bring it down towards my nose almost, just really close, just to accentuate the fullness that we tried to create using the contour, the blush, and now the highlighting as well. And finally, I will move on to the lips. Now, Riku's lips are really thin. And my lips are not that. Not at all. So, to kind of achieve this look, I'm using a pink lip liner first to draw the shape that I want. And I fill that in because, yes, it'll help your lipstick last longer. Then, using a flat brush, I grab some foundation and basically apply it over my natural lip line just to hide it. As you can see, I took a little bit off my bottom lip, but for the upper lip, I erased not really half of it, but I'd say 1/3 of it. And be sure to tap it out because it's gonna look really stark next to the lip shade and it'll look really obvious, so be sure to blend it out carefully. Then I tap on a nude lipstick on top of the lip liner so that we can achieve Riku's pink nudie lip. Lastly, the corners of Riku's mouth go upward to show that she is always smiling all the time. So use some contour shades to really just bring up your lip and create that shadow. So you always look like you're smiling. Now here is the final look. I've put on the wig that I styled and the costume of Rikku. Please ignore my bloody nails. I had nails. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that maybe it'll help you with your Rikku cosplay or any other cosplay. Let me know in the comments below which was your first Final Fantasy and which is your favorite. My first and my favorite Final Fantasy is actually Final Fantasy Tactics. I love it so much. I don't know how many times I've completed the game and just kept restarting and restarting and restarting just because I really love it, guys. Oops. And there goes my backdrop. I would say that's very in character of Rikku, so we're just gonna leave it. Thanks so much again, guys. If you like this, please subscribe and maybe give it a thumbs up or something like that. I don't know. See you next time!